Hello, my name is Pavel and welcome back to my channel. Today, I'm going to be talking about a movie that I'm so excited to watch. Well, specifically, this movie is Terrifier #2. If you do not know what Terrifier is about, there's two movies, the first one and the second one. It is about a clown called Art, and it is a horror slasher movie about this clown that goes around a town and just kills people for no proper reason. This movie is so intense. Well, the first one, I haven't watched the second one yet, and I just wanted to fill you in and give you my review of the first movie before I go watch the second one. Technically, since it's still Halloween spooky season, when I'm filming this, it is the 27th of October, but whenever you watch this, it's definitely going to be like towards the end of November, so I'm sorry about that. But at the start of October, I was like, okay, I'm going to watch so many like horror movies, like just like creepy things in general. And on Twitter, there's this account that I follow that photoshops Paddington Bear into movies. And there was one that really looked a little bit weird to me. It was like this weird clown in terrifying makeup sitting down and Paddington sitting down behind him. So I went through the thread and I was like, Terrifier, I've never heard of this movie. So I looked it up and it had awful ratings and I was like, shitty movie, seems like an easy watch, slasher about a clown. I'm in. And holy fuck, this movie, let me speak about the thing that's like very obvious. This movie is not like good. It looks fairly shitty, and it's one of those movies that's just super easy to hate on, and I'm not here to hate on Terrifier 1. I'm here to kind of compliment it because I really enjoyed the first movie. The first movie is so chill. It is 80 minutes long, and all you do is follow this clown murder a load of people in some extremely gruesome ways. There's like this one scene where you see somebody being flipped upside down and cut in half, and that's all I'm gonna say because that movie, holy shit. I adored Terrifier 1. And the other things that I just found generally really great about the movie is that it's super fun. You can watch it with friends and just have a really good time. The kills are super fun. The clown is terrifying and it suits the name of the movie, Terrifier. The clown looks incredible. Whoever did the makeup in this movie, mwah, chef's kiss, so good. It's the absolute perfect length. It's under 90 minutes. Like, what else do you want from a slasher movie? You get in, watch a lot of people get killed super fast by a creepy thing, and you get out. 80 minutes. I think it's like 85 minutes. It's absolutely ideal. And overall, it just good stuff. I had a really good time about it. Then I went on Twitter the next day and I saw Terrifier 2's coming out this year. And I was like, I think I'm gonna go watch Terrifier 2. And I was like, why don't I just make a video about me watching Terrifier 2? And this is exactly what I'm gonna be doing. I'm gonna be watching Terrifier 2 in this video. I'm gonna talk about it and I'm just gonna have a good time. But before I speak about Terrifier 2, I wanna tell you some of my expectations about this movie. The first thing that I know is that this movie is ridiculously long. I watched Chris Stuckman speak about this movie and he said it was like 2.5 hours. And if this is going to be the same thing as the first movie, which is my prediction that it will be the same thing as the first movie, but in 2.5 hours, then it's going to be a slow time, because my prediction is that this is going to be more story focused and that Art is just going to be on the side. And my other predictions is that there's going to be some bizarre kills. I still feel like, because I've seen the trailer, that the production value is still going to be the exact same. And I also saw that this movie is on YouTube. By the time this is uploaded, it's probably definitely taken down. Don't know why this whole movie is on YouTube, but it is. I'm definitely excited, but I'm dreading the 2.5 hours for this movie because I feel like it's just going to drag. And it's just one of those movies that you just want to watch and chill out and not think twice about it. But I feel like the appeal of this movie is that you just get like these gruesome, horrible kills. And I feel like that just great thing about Terrifier is just gonna wear off if it's 2.5 hours. But I don't know. I'm not gonna say anything because I haven't seen it yet. And I've also seen that this movie is getting so much attraction online, which is great. Seeing horror movies just getting so much attention online is great. I love what it's doing for the industry. It's absolutely incredible. And I also saw people who have been in the cinema watching this movie got very sick and passed out. So apparently it's very over the top and very hectic. But I'll tell you what I think I really think it's that bad. But I think that's everything I have to say. I'm gonna go watch Terrifier 2 right now, and I'm gonna come back and give you a review and chat about it. So yeah, be right back. Okay, I've just watched Terrifier 2 and that was so intense. I do not know where to even speak about this movie. Okay, first off, let me just tell you what I thought. Did I like it? Did I not like it? Yes, I did like it. There were so many great things that were just done so much better compared to the first movie. The first point that I have down is that this movie does not shy away from gore. There are so many scenes in this movie where this is the killings that happen in this film are just fucking chaos. It is so over the top, and I feel like that's what Terrifier is about. It's about art killing people in the most bizarre way, and it's meant to make you go like, oh my god, what is actually happening? I understand why people went to the cinema and felt very sick, because I feel like this movie is one of those films that is just not for the faint of heart. This movie also introduces a second villain. I do not even know, is villain the right word? Introduces a second killer. I do not know if this is kind of like a spoiler, because I don't remember if it's in the trailer, but if it's a spoiler, I'm really sorry. It doesn't really ruin anything. It's a little girl who has the same makeup as Art, and she is fucking terrifying. Seeing kids dressed up as a clown and killing people is also, believe it or not, very terrifying. The first bad thing that I will say about this movie is that it is way too long. So much could have been cut out from this movie, especially like boring dialogue that contributes to kind of like, it attempts to contribute towards character development, but you don't really end up needing that information later on in the story, so it's just kind of like pointless. As I said, this movie is like 2.5 hours, almost 2.5 hours long. It is a slow and painful watch. Like, there's just so many scenes. Like, whenever you go into a movie like this, you just want the kills. You want to see Art kill these people that you know a little bit about, but you do not need to know so much about them. And I feel like in this movie you get so much build up, especially in the first like third of the movie. It's just all dialogue within the family, and spoilers, a lot of that family get killed, and you're kind of like, I don't really care that this character gets killed. But that brings me to a really great point. The main actress in this movie is absolutely incredible. She is so good. Her name is Lauren Levera. I hope I got that right. And she's just so good. And that brings me to the character point that I was just speaking about there. Yes, it's very annoying that we have so much useless character build-up, but the one character you end up rooting for throughout this entire movie is her. She plays it so well, and you just really want her to kill Art, because you're like, oh my god, this guy's making life hell for her, and you're just rooting for her for the entire 2.5 hours. But as I said, it feels very slow, and I feel like there's so many scenes and like so many close-ups, especially throughout this movie, that they could have just cut out. We did not need close-ups of every little thing, like visually feeding us information. The viewers are smart enough. They know what's happening. We don't need to be spoon-fed, I guess, especially with a movie like this. I know I'm going to keep making the point, but it's just one of those movies that you want to watch, relax, just watch people get killed, as messed up as that sounds. The movie hints to so many ideas as to what might happen, and it's like, come on, and the pacing is just so slow, and it just drives me a little bit crazy. And the way the movie is edited with kind of like the blue and like pink contrasts, I don't know how to properly explain it, but I'll put up an example here. It's very annoying because it just looks like one of those photos that you would edit a few years ago, but in a movie. But that's not to say the movie always looks bad. There are scenes at a carnival and it looks incredible in the dark, especially with the makeup. Like, I haven't spoken about Art himself in this part yet. He looks so terrifying and so great. Hello. I do not know what just happened there, but basically my camera decided to stop working. So I'm going to finish this video on my phone. The last point I got to was that this movie looks so weird visually because it just has like that like grading or editing of like the pinks and blues together, and it looks really weird. But not always. Whenever you get to the dark sides of this film, whenever you see Art at a carnival killing people, it looks incredible. And that brings me to Art himself. Fucking, as a character, incredible. I just love how much he is doing for the horror genre and how much popularity he's bringing to the genre. He looks so good. He is so terrifying. He's so, I do not know I do not understand his motivations. His motivations are so unpredictable, but every time you see him and another person in the same room, you know that he's going to kill them in some very disgusting ways. And this movie does not shy away from killing characters in very strange and disgusting ways. And I just love that. It's just one of those movies that you feel a little bit weird saying that you loved, but I honestly just really enjoyed this movie. It was fun, but so slow. But you know, it's just one of those movies that if you watch with a group of friends, you're going to have such a good time. And imagine watching this with a group of friends in the cinema. I think that is the absolute ideal place to watch a movie like this, in my opinion. And as I predicted, this story feels way more coherent than the first one. Like, there is structure around the character. There's so much like build up and focus on characters in this movie, and it's kind of like it blends very well with the killings in general. So I really love that as well. And the post-credit scene in this movie could be, I would say, I could almost confidently say, is the most disturbing thing out of this entire movie. So if you're watching this film, wait until like a minute after the credits, because boy, it was so strange, and I'm not going to give anything away, so just watch it. And I'm just going to say I understand why people felt sick watching this movie. That's all I'll say. That's all I'm going to say. And it's great seeing this movie have so much attention around it. Every time I'm on Twitter, it's all over my timeline, and it's getting so many theater runs, like runs in the cinema, in so many places, in so many new cinemas, and it's creating such a great audience for the horror genre. And you know, it's incredible to see, and I'm super happy, and I'm just really glad I discovered this movie. And you should definitely check it out. Watch Terrifier 1 and Terrifier 2, and I think there's like 2 other movies before this. I do not know if they're like properly tied in, but definitely watch it. Just definitely watch it, trust me. This is going to be the end of this video. Sorry it's finishing up on my phone. Do not know what's happening with my camera, but hopefully I will sort it out for the next video. But yeah, have you seen Terrifier? What did you think of it? Let me know. And thank you so much for watching this video. And I will see you in the next one. So, goodbye.